Hello, friend. Relationships are a tricky business, and I'm tired of hearing stories about how good relationships have no conflicts. In all my years, I've never seen anything like that, and here on Olympus, every god has a wealth of life experience. Modern men are often weak because they lack boundaries and knowledge of how to handle themselves with women. Sometimes it's hard for us to resist female beauty, but we shouldn't forget that behind that facade is a person just like you. And this person can have their own problems, manipulations, and values. I'm not saying every woman is like that, but there are many out there with whom you need to tread carefully, always thinking about the future consequences. Sometimes we have to make choices and set boundaries to protect ourselves and our interests. Today, we're going to talk about important principles that every man should remember to not lose himself in relationships and maintain his self-respect. Don't try to buy her love. Listen, man, if you think you can buy true love with a wad of cash or expensive gifts, you're mistaken. Real relationships are built on mutual respect, support, and understanding, not material possessions. If she doesn't value you without your money, then, brother, that woman isn't worth your time and energy. There are plenty of videos on this channel about what alpha, beta, and sigma males are, to help you understand which types women like the most. Watch these videos, because if you've always bought women's attention, I have some bad news for you. A man is weak if he can't show anything besides money. Nowadays, it's not a status symbol, because women cheat on and leave even wealthy people. Constant attempts to buy her attention can make you feel like an ATM rather than a partner. In the end, you might lose your identity and self-respect, and the relationship will just become an endless cycle of spending and expectations. Real relationships should be based on mutual attachment and emotional connection, not on money and gifts. If you want true love and genuine relationships, focus on showing your true self and being honest with your partner. Don't forgive infidelity. If she's cheated on you, it's unacceptable. That could be the end of it, but most guys don't realize how crucial this is. Trust is the foundation of healthy relationships, and if she breaks it, those relationships are on the rocks. Think about how you've lost in the evolutionary race if your girl chose another guy. Alcohol, parties, a relationship break, an impulsive act. Those are just her attempts to cover her guilt. But forgiving her would make you the king of doormats, and she'll never forgive you for taking her back. Forgiving and forgetting infidelity can be tough, but if it becomes a common occurrence, then those aren't relationships worth staying in. Remember, forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean continuing the relationship. It's admitting that somewhere you've made a mistake either in your partner or in how you live in general. But I believe every man needs to go through betrayal to become stronger. And if you haven't experienced that yet, I've got both bad and good news for you again. By watching every video on this channel and exchanging comments with other users, you're becoming stronger and more prepared. Understand that you're not alone. Don't tolerate her awful behavior. My principle is simple. If she constantly acts wild or disrespectful towards me, that's definitely not what I want in a relationship. No one should endure humiliation or violence in any form. If you constantly feel like a second-class citizen in your relationships, what kind of relationships are those? She wants you to chase her, but where does this obsessive desire in women come from for men to chase after them? A real man will never do that because he has a choice. Moreover, if you constantly ignore her bad behavior, it creates a dynamic where she'll continue to behave the same way. Every woman will test you, and if you fail, guess what? Bad news. No relationships are worth suffering from disrespect and lack of self-respect. If she's unable to change her behavior, maybe it's time to think about stepping away from this. Don't ignore her past. Now, I'm going to be blunt, and if there are any ladies watching, brace yourselves. If she's had a rough and wild past or struggled with relationships, it can affect our relationship now. Statistics say the more partners a woman's had, the harder she is to please in a relationship. She's seeking a piece from one man and a chunk from another. The more partners she's had, the tougher it is to make her happy. And besides, she'll always know you're not the only one out there, so either you play by her rules, or you'll be replaced. Please, don't be naive thinking a girl's past isn't a problem. You won't be welcome on this channel. I'm not saying we should judge her for her past, but it's important to realize how it can affect us. For instance, if she's had complicated relationships, drama, cheating, or a lot of partners, it could challenge our own relationship. Ignoring the past can lead to disappointment and conflicts in the future. It's best to be open and honest in relationships and discuss how past circumstances might impact our bond. This will help us understand each other better and build stronger and more resilient relationships in the future. Remember, the past doesn't define the future, but it can give us some clues about how to treat each other better. If we can openly discuss it, then we have a great chance for success in our relationship. Don't be her toy. If you constantly feel humiliated or forced to sacrifice your goals for her happiness, then it's not a relationship, it's a madhouse. No one should become a victim in a relationship, and relationships should be based on mutual respect and support. Among guys, there's a common belief that you have to be a real man and endure women's games because they are the weaker sex. From experience, I can tell you out of 100 women, there are those who don't play games, manipulate, but love you for who you are if you reciprocate. Often, women make up things for men, saying what a man should be. Then, who's the real woman in that case? If you constantly ignore your own needs for hers, it can lead to losing your identity and self-respect. Remember, you deserve someone who appreciates you and your goals, not someone who manipulates you. Don't be afraid to set boundaries and demand respect in relationships. If she's not ready for that, then maybe it's time to step away and find someone who will appreciate you for who you are. Don't put her on a pedestal above your goals. Your dreams and ambitions are what make you you. For a man, his mission comes first, and if you constantly prioritize a woman's interests and desires over yours, it's not only unfair to you but also damaging to your self-respect. Sure, the woman might not be thrilled about it, but deep down, she'll respect you for prioritizing self-improvement on the path to your mission. She'll never admit it, but as soon as you start giving her as much attention as she demands, guess what? You already know because you've felt that chill in the relationship. No one likes someone who's too available and predictable. Please understand this. Moreover, constantly subordinating your goals and dreams to your partner's interests can lead to a loss of self-identity and self-worth. A real partner will support you in your endeavors and motivate you to achieve your goals, not hinder you on the path to success. Don't put her on a pedestal above your dreams and ambitions. If she's not willing to support you in your aspirations and goals, maybe it's time to reconsider those relationships and find a partner who will support and inspire you. How will you provide for your family if you're constantly giving all your time to your girlfriend? She should understand that for a man, the mission will always come first because it's his path to self-realization and metaphysical liberation. Remember, you deserve to be with someone who values you and your efforts, who supports and inspires you on the path to self-realization. If you see that the relationship doesn't meet your expectations or bring happiness, don't be afraid to make a decision and move on. True love and support are waiting for you somewhere out there, around the corner. With this video, I didn't mean to offend or belittle women. Men will agree that we love them because they make our lives brighter and better. But it's important for both men and women to understand that the world is quite big to categorize all people into one group. Among the male population, there are just as many who aren't worth spending our time with. But the mission of this channel is to provide knowledge to men because I see how greatly our culture is declining. And if men are obedient, weak, and foolish, only then will women recognize that adequate masculinity among men is necessary for our society.